Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. My name is Professor Fredericks, and I will be your instructor for CIS658, which is Web Architectures. Now, this course is asynchronous and online, meaning that we will not have any regularly scheduled meeting times for the class. Everything is going to be handled through Blackboard, basically. And the way this is going to work is that I will put content up there for you to go through. It's going to mainly be short videos, usually like 10 to 15 minutes per video or so. This one's going to be a little bit shorter as it's an introduction video, but it's all going to be there for you to peruse. And what I plan to do is to make a YouTube playlist for you to just be able to go through them one by one by one. And I will basically open those up as we get through the class. Um, so in terms of the content, it's going to be posted in Blackboard. So everything will be in Blackboard that you need. I'll have links to anywhere that is external, but basically, let me go ahead and share this. One moment. So this is in preview mode, so I haven't put the assignments up yet. It would show up here on the side. But basically what we've got is a pretty standard Blackboard configuration where every week is going to be broken up by folder. So basically here you can kind of see everything we'll be talking about from an intro to internet protocols, web servers, HTML, bit of Rails, bit of React. I may change some of these around a little bit based on when I made this video for when I finalize some of the content. So if anything looks a little bit different, that's why. But everything will be up here. In terms of textbooks, now there are no textbooks that you need to pay for the class. Everything is either going to be an open source textbook or it is going to be a textbook you can get through the O'Reilly library, which we have access to as GVSU students and faculty. I'll have links for those in Blackboard as well for you, but basically one of them is this client-side web development book. It's actually a github.io set of pages, but it's a really nice overview. The O'Reilly content, which is learning React, it's easy to read on their platform. Obviously, you can buy a hard copy of the textbook if you want, but you don't need to, it's free. But the nice thing is they have a GitHub repository associated with it, so you can actually have easy access to all the demos and things of that nature as well to help you along. Now, the structure of the course is basically going to be each week I will put up videos for you to watch. I'll put up readings for you to go through, and you'll have some assignments for reflection, for technical demonstration, so on and so forth. That'll all be posted under the assignments tab, which will be on the side in Blackboard. Um, Nothing too crazy, pretty standard course fare. And yeah, one thing to note, if you have any questions about any of the content, any of the material, please feel free to get a hold of me. I have a Discord server, which I will have the link to in Blackboard. It's also in the syllabus. Please feel free to join that server and interact. What I will have is a channel for CIS658. There will be a role for web architectures as well for you to join. Please join the role, please join the server, and that'll be a place where you can chat and talk with other students or with me directly. Please don't hesitate to drop me a message or ping me or something in the server if you need a quick turnaround. Don't hesitate to email me. Basically, since we are remote, it's a little bit harder to have that one-on-one interaction, so don't worry about bothering me. I'm usually, very happy to help out. In terms of deadlines, though, if you're having issues, please get a hold of me sooner rather than later because we can usually figure something out if it's early enough. If it's the day of the deadline, probably not going to happen. So please talk to me early. Please get started on the assignments early, and everything should be fine. So with that, let me go back to this. We also, let's see, in terms of other content, so you have homework, we'll do a midterm and a final exam. It will be through Blackboard as well. Basically, it'll just be in kind of like one of those Blackboard quizzes I'm sure you've taken in the past. And if you haven't, I'll basically have a quiz open for you for 24 to 48 hours, depending on what the Probably 48 hours, I think, is what the school specifies. But you're just going to have that open for you. Um, won't be too bad. We'll talk about that more as we get to it. You will also have a term project in the class as well, and that is basically going to be something that is driven by you. Now, I'll have a separate topic on term projects and what you can do with it. Basically, it's going to be something centered around the idea of web architectures. I'm going to ask you to come up with some sort of a unique project specific to your interests. You'll propose it, I will approve it, or I will probably approve it with restrictions or suggestions for how to make it project worthy. And my goal here is basically to make sure that you have something that is interesting for you rather than something interesting for me and you really hate working on it. I want this to be something you can basically show off to potential employers or, whoever's interested. We'll get to that. It's not going to be something you have to think about right now, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind as you kind of work through the web content or the content of the course. One other thing to mention too is um, sorry about that. Had a bit of a brain fart and my coffee is running low, apparently. One other thing to mention is our tech stack for this class. So with web architectures, you're going to be expected to install React. You'll be expected to install Rails, set up a web server, things of that nature that you will need if you're going to be developing web applications. So what we're going to be using is Google Cloud, and we're actually going to be setting up virtual machines to house your projects. Now, depending on the nature of your application, you might have to spin it up or tear it down more than once. Just kind of depends. I'll have walkthroughs for you. I'll show you how to get that up and running. It's really not that hard, honestly. With Google Cloud, though, it will be 100% free for you, so you never have to put your credit card in, nothing like that. We're getting cloud coupons for the class. If you happen to run out of coupons, let me know. I can get you more. Basically, never put your credit card into Google Cloud because it's free for you as part of my collaborations with them. And one other thing to mention too, I'll have a separate video for, getting up and running with Google Cloud and all that fun stuff. There is going to be, if you've never used it before, usually there's like a banner across the top saying click here to redeem your trial credits. Do not click that for this class because those are the credits free to everybody with a Gmail account. You don't want to burn those because that's something I would rather you use for other projects down the line or personal projects or something like that. You're going to get specific coupons that you can use in this class. Again, I'll have separate videos and guides for that, but just be aware that's how we're going to be doing things. More than likely, I will have you set up these environments by yourself so that you can get experience with that. I would rather do that than just give you an image and say, here's a pre-configured environment. I kind of want you to get that knowledge of working with, say, the command line and how to install things. It's not that scary. It's actually quite easy to use. The other benefit of doing it through Google Cloud is that I can get access to it and I can grade your assignments very, very easily versus you having to package up source code and send it over to me. So there will be more on that later, don't worry, but that's basically about it. So, yeah, other than that, hope you all have a good time in the class. I will most likely be publishing the videos on a week-by-week basis for the class. So for instance, once once the session is open, which means that you're here watching this, week 1 will be available to you. I'll probably publish week 2, later on during the week, and 3 and 4 and so on. So basically you're going to see just week 1 and week 2, week 3, week 4 will start appearing, as we get to that point. Other than that, hope you all have a great semester. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, email me, join the Discord server and message me, drop a message in one of the channels and say hi. But I will, see you around. Bye, everybody.